Hey y'all, it's Rachel Ray on socials, aka Nurse Ray, and I'm back with another video. Y'all see me repping my alma mater. Yes, I am proud, very much so proud. So anyways, what I want to talk about today is LPN or LVN, also known as licensed practical nurse or licensed vocational nurse. I feel like there's a lot of stigma around that title. But I'm here to let you know that LPNs are the real deal, baby. They holding it down. And some like to say that LPNs are going to be faded out. Baby, they tried that already. It's not happening. We need them. There aren't enough nurses currently working bedside or sticking to the script because people be leaving. So we need LPNs, and LPNs hold down the nursing homes like no other, baby. Okay, so let's get into it. LPN, licensed practical nurse. Should you become an LPN or should you not? Are they fading out LPNs? Will you become a nurse or LPN and then you're not able to get a job? Absolutely not. So, LPNs, licensed practical nurse, the programs are approximately 12 to 24 months, 12 to 18 months. Majority of the programs you can get into are 12 to 15. My program was only 12 months. I mean, you don't have to take any prerequisites before enrolling. Now, I will say based off institution, some might require like a medical terminology course or something simple, but it's provided by the school, but not your traditional ENC 1101 math, college math, none of that. You will take A&P, life development, pharmacology, all of that in like short bursts throughout the quarters of the nursing program. The quarters are like every 9 weeks. So you move, instead of semesters, you move every quarter along the way. And again, you'll get those prerequisites or non-nursing classes or core classes while you're enrolled in the program already. Signing up to be an LPN can be a life-changing experience. For me, it was. You can go from making minimum wage to making a pretty decent salary nowadays. When I was in school, I was a manager at Arby's and I was making $11.50 or something like that back then in 2008. And when I got my first job, it was cheap. Now, it was definitely cheap. However, it was still an increase. And my first job was paying me $15.50, period. After working for a couple months, though, I was able to get me a second job, and that job paid me $17.50. So it's all about taking advantage of the opportunities that present themselves, and just making sure you have full access and take full advantage of your credentials. So currently, LPN programs are still running about the same length of time. And I actually had a little cousin that graduated as an LPN recently, sometime last year. And baby, her first job was paying her $27 an hour. She's currently making over $30 an hour as a licensed practical nurse, with the courses only lasting about 12 to 15 months. Now, you tell me if that would change your life. 1 year sacrifice to double and sometimes triple your income. It's nothing but a blessing. Now, base salaries can definitely fluctuate depending upon where you choose to work. Hospitals usually pay cheaper. They pay LPNs less than nursing homes do. Now, the LPN in the hospital setting typically works on the floor, side by side, registered nurses. They have their own set of patients, and they're only some limited amount of things that they can't do technically independently. On paper, they can't do, but when you're in the real world, they say, not the school world, pretty much you're doing everything on your own. LPNs are not allowed to do admissions. However, a RN has to sign off. The same thing with care plans. And like if you're doing blood, they require a RN to verify blood with them. It can't be another LPN. Small things like that. LPNs have to be IV certified when RNs do not. But that's just a quick little one-time certification that you take after you graduated. My school actually offered it as an additional class right after graduation. So I've been IV certified since graduation, and it's been beautiful. The LPNs that I work with, they hold it down. Like I said, they have their own independent caseloads and sections, just like the registered nurse does. And again, the hospital does have a tendency to pay them a little bit less. They're pretty much limited to working on the floor in the nursing or in the hospital, unless they work in different departments where maybe you're utilized in like bed placement or something to that nature. LPNs are also utilized in clinics and doctor's offices. I did start off in a doctor's office. I think I remember my first job being $14 an hour, but I was not licensed at the time. A lot of times you see medical assistants more utilized in doctor's offices, but you do have offices that do employ nurses, LPNs, and RNs. But again, the pay isn't as well in clinics. A lot of them are privately owned by doctors, and so you'll find pay variation depending on what institution you decide to become employed at. Now, nursing homes, that's where the big bucks come in, baby. When I spoke about my cousin who was making $27 first job, that was in a nursing home. Nursing home settings, LPNs aren't as limited. You're able to flourish and gain a lot of experience. When I was in the nursing home, as an LPN, I was able to advance to being a charge nurse. I was also a wound care nurse, because we have extra nurses in the setting and you take on different roles for that day. On the weekends, if you were the charge nurse, you would be the supervisor for the weekend. Also, you're able to be a unit manager. You're able to explore different roles. You're not, you have a lot more autonomy and independence and leadership roles in the nursing home setting. I learned so much in the nursing home setting. And what I say, I believe the nursing home made me the nurse that I am today. The nursing home taught me autonomy. In the hospital, if there's a code, if somebody is crashing, you call the CAT team or the code team and everybody comes running. In the nursing home, it's you and your fellow nurses that are there. You are the CAT team. You are the code team. In the nursing home, you draw blood as an LPN. In a nursing home, you take telephone orders, you transcribe orders. We adjust our own Coumadin levels. You administer insulin without a second person to witness or verify. In a lot of hospitals, RNs still have to get a second nurse, do a 2-nurse verification for insulin administration. So in the nursing home, I feel like it taught me so much. I mastered PEG tubes, G tubes, J tubes, and how to care for them in those patients in the nursing home. Foley catheters, suprapubic catheters, all that I mastered in the nursing home setting. And now when I come to the hospital setting, I find myself having to educate other nurses because you don't get them as often as you did in the nursing home. In the nursing home, I had 20 something patients days, other days 32. You learn how to prioritize. You learn how to establish a good rapport with family. You formulated great relationships with CNAs. Even while working at the nursing home as an LPN, I was able to try a new position, which was called a clinical nurse liaison. And I used to go to hospitals and assess patients to see if they would be a good fit for our facility for the short-term rehab side, in addition to long-term care placement as well. But yeah, that was another experience that I had at the nursing home, and I feel like it's also helped me in the hospital setting when it comes to preparing for discharge and LOS rounds and communicating with social workers and case managers as we prepare to transition the patient out of the facility. A lot of the knowledge that I gained in the nursing home, I still take with me today. So if you're asking my opinion, should you still be an LPN if you really want to? Absolutely yes. I love LPNs. I'm proud that I started off as an LPN. And if you're looking to change your life in a short period of time, I highly recommend that you take that path. There are different schools. There are different lengths of programs. They do come at different prices. There are different benefits and perks to becoming an RN versus an LPN. But you have to decide what path is best for you. If you feel like you need to change your life sooner than later, if you need something more affordable, the time is now. I highly recommend the LPN program. There are a lot of LPN programs in different community colleges. You can also find them at licensed or at vocational colleges as well. If you are looking for more personal guidance, more intimate information about the topics we're discussing here, I'm going to put a link in my description below, and that description will take you to my stand store where you can purchase my upcoming Nursing Pathway Guide, and it'll help you make the decision about which path is best for you. It comes with a workbook as well, where you'll be able to answer questions, and it will help guide you to make the best decision for the path that will be best for you to reach your personal goals. So I hope you enjoyed this video. LPNs rock. LPNs are real nurses. And if you are looking forward to taking that path, do it. And if there's any questions you have for me, drop it in the comment section below. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.